What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. And today, I promise you next time I will bring receipts, but this time, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna just get straight into it. All right, so it's a lot of shit with this Michael Jackson shit, and we're gonna jump right into it. But my next video, this is gonna be like a 3-part video because we're not gonna extend or nothing like that. Like, we don't have time. But so for those of y'all know, it's a new Michael Jackson movie that came out, and his blood nephew, I think both of them, the little boy and the one that was playing him when he was older, is his nephews. Okay, I know for a fact that the older one, Javar, is definitely his nephew, okay? So right now, all I want to say is about the movie. I feel like the movie was very great. I feel like the nephew did a great job. Because it's hard trying to do these dance moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody do none of his, I mean, they could do the moves, but it's not gonna come out like him. And I feel like his nephew really did study that shit, and I feel like his nephew had that shit down packed. Okay, so from watching the movie and not really knowing too much about Michael Jackson, it's like you would think like, oh my god, you know, this movie is great, you know what I'm saying, all of this extra stuff. But the movie does not really, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the movie makes it seem like the movie has a little parts in there of the father beating him. The movie has a little bit of parts of him growing up being lonely. But that's just not all to that story. A lot of pieces are missing out of that movie. And the big piece that is missing out of that movie is Diana Ross. Like, Diana Ross is like, she's the big, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, when you're on a treasure hunt and you looking for the big piece, like you looking for the gold, she is the big piece of this situation here, okay? So as the Jackson 5, they had went, you know, to do a show. It was a lady in the back, as you've seen. She was from Motown, okay? She got them, you know, together, introduced her, whatever the case may be, and that is where Diana Ross comes in. Mind you, Michael is already going through abuse at home, okay? And I'm not even talking about his sisters. Now, that's a whole different story. Like, this is a deep rabbit hole. And when I tell you, if you start digging into this shit, it's very sick. It's very sickening. Like, very, very sickening. Like, Michael had a terrible life, okay? A terrible life. I mean, a terrible life. From the movie, from watching that movie, you would think that Michael had a decent life. You know what I'm saying? You, like, from the outside looking in, it's like, oh my God, you know, he was just this famous person. You know, everybody loves him. All of this extra stuff. But it's like, it is really deeper than that, okay? If you go back and you watch some of the Michael interviews, he will explain to you how his upbringing was, okay? If you watch some of Latoya Jackson, which is Michael's sister, if you watch some of her interviews, you would see exactly what was going on. All I know is that Joe Jackson, that father, is a predator. He is a predator to his own kids. So if he can prey on his own kids, then you know for a fact that he could and would have preyed on other kids, okay? I just feel like that, can't nobody tell me nothing. This is allegedly, but I honestly feel like since he was molesting off the two girls, which was Latoya and her other sister, I feel like he was definitely doing that to Michael. And just hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. If you go onto one of Michael's interviews and they ask him, how do you feel about your father, Joe Jackson? Like, how does he make you feel when you see him? Michael begins to say that when he sees his father, Joe, it makes him regurgitate. And for those of y'all who don't know what regurgitating is, it's like when you ever ate something, but you burp and you feel it coming back up like you want to throw up. That is regurgitating. And that's how he said he feels when he sees his father. So when somebody says they feel like that, that means that they feel very disgusted. So other than him getting his ass beat badly every day or badly every time he does something, I feel like that he used to molest his own son. Because if you look on that interview, he will say, Joe made me strip nude. Strip nude. For those of y'all who don't know what nude is, it's naked birthday suit. You're in your whole birthday suit, naked. Birthday suit is when you first come out of the vajayjay and you're naked. That's your birthday suit. Okay? He used to make him strip nude, put oil on his body, and beat his ass. You want to tell me that you're going to make your child strip nude, put oil, and beat his ass? Now, that is kind of strange to me. That's a sick man, okay? And can't nobody tell me nothing. He was doing that to the girls, and he was doing that shit to the boys, okay? The boys were so scared of this Joe that they would probably just let him do it. And this is my opinion, and like I said, this is allegedly. I don't care how nobody feels in my comment section. If you don't like what I'm saying, hop off my shit. Because this is some real shit. That man was molesting his children, the boys and the girls. Okay? He was beating them badly. Michael said any wrong move, any wrong dance, he's getting his ass beat. And to be honest, I feel like he was so sick to his stomach with his father that he said, look, I have to go and change my identity now because I look too much like this man. And I feel like that's why he had went to go get the nose surgery. It's a lot of things that y'all do not know about this man, okay? It's a lot of things that this man been through and gone through that it's really hurtful. Like, now that he's been gone, because he's been gone for a while, it's been like 20 something years. It just hurts my soul when I'm really looking in and really thinking, because it's like everybody loves this man, but he didn't really get love. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the world loves him, but the world only loved him for what he can do. They didn't really love him for Michael Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they didn't really love him for Michael Jackson. And I feel like his father, from him molesting him like that, I feel like that is why Michael was so shy and scared of female encounters. That's just my opinion. That's my thoughts. That is just what it is. That is why Michael was so shy of a female presence, because he did not know how to adjust to that. You know what I'm saying? After the abuse that his father was giving him. And it's just like I said, that brings back Diana Ross. Once he leaves his home with his sisters and his brothers and his terrible ass father and his shitty ass mother, because something has to be wrong with that lady. I'm not going to sit up here and have my kid's father molest them in my face and not do nothing about it, or not break up with this man, or not leave this man alone. That's how you know that this family was very corrupted. And it's not the kids, it's the parents, the mother. I don't know what it is, but I know that all of these people were scared of this man, including the mother. Because you have to be scared of a man like that to let this man harm your children like that. Because he is molesting the boys and the girls. Can't nobody tell me a damn thing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. That's why Michael was like that. Because you want to tell me a man that has billions of fans majority women, a lot of men too. They're breaking down the doors. They're crying for you. They're screaming for you. And you're doing all of this dances. And you're Michael. You're singing. You're doing this. And you're not shy on stage. It's just not making sense. You're not shy on stage. And usually, people that do that would come and get shy a little bit. You're not shy on stage. When it's hundreds of people in the crowd, but you're shy when one woman alone with you is in your presence. That's very strange to me. And like I said, I feel like his father did that to him. That is why he went to go get his nose changed. And that is why that's why he was feeling the way how he was feeling when it came on to women. And a lot of people said that Michael Jackson was asexual. For those of y'all who do not know what asexual is a person that does not get turned on. They don't want to have sex. Like, they don't have the desire to have sex with somebody. They don't have that desire. They're fine with going for years without having sex. Like, they don't desire that. Like, that's not in their mind. Like, they don't care for that. Like, asexual people are just looking for a companionship. Somebody that is there for them, but not in a sexual way. And I feel like his father is the reason for him being asexual. Because if you get molested like that by your own father, of course you're not going to want to. Some people get mischievous, or some people, want to have sex all the time. And I feel like that's for the women. I feel like the men that get raped, I feel like they close off. Like, they don't want to be bothered. Like, they're just closed in. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why Michael was asexual, because of his father. Okay? His father was molesting him. And I feel like his father was even trying to molest him as an adult too. All right? Hey, don't shoot the messenger, all right? I'm just saying, I feel like Joe did a lot of evil stuff to Michael, a lot of evil stuff to LaToya, a lot of evil stuff to the rest of them. And this is why they look like that now. Like, rest in peace, Michael, but look at how they look. They all got their nose done. They all, try to use the skin lightening. And don't get it twisted. Michael had a skin disease, okay? Michael had vitiligo, where the skin, the pigmentation, you lose your pigmentation of your skin and it turns white, okay? It was covering up 80% of Michael's body. We didn't see this shit because Michael always had on makeup. We don't know everything about this man. When he was out doing them dances, he had on makeup. 90% of his body was already like that. Before his teenage stage was over, most of his body was spotted up. Most of it was spotted up. The face, all of this right here, most of his body was spotted up. He had to wear makeup to do shows. So, in turn, he was saying, like, listen, I don't want to look like a spotted cow, so I'm going to have cream to even out it. But that cream that he used, I know that type of cream. That cream will turn you very fucking white. And the white that it turns you, it's not like a Caucasian person white. This white looks like it just looks very weird and creepy. It's like a weird white color. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not a skin color. It's not a normal skin color. And that is why Michael was that skin color when he perished, because of his vitiligo. So, I don't feel like he wanted to be white to get out of the black, culture. No. He had vitiligo. But for sure, he wanted a different nose. He wanted a nose like Peter Pan. Okay? He wanted a different nose. And I feel like the reason why he wanted a different nose is because he felt like he looked too much like Joe. And he could not stand Joe. And the fact that he would look at his face, the fact that he would look in the mirror and he looks like Joe, the nigga that's molesting me, the nigga that's beating my ass, I think not. Let me go and do what I got to do real quick because I want to be comfortable in my own skinny. I want to be me, not him. So I feel like that's what it was. Anyway, y'all, I will be back with part 2 because I have it might be hella parts to this. Next time I come back, I am going to have receipts, as y'all say, because I promise y'all, dive in that rabbit hole, y'all. And it's going to be so much shit that you're going to be like, whoa, what the hell? I haven't even reached in deep yet. I'm telling you, y'all. Come back for part 2.